Hello everyone, my name is Angie Brown and I'm an online course creator, and today I'm joined by Sandra Blake, the founder of Blake HR, and she's going to talk to us today about doing appraisals for employees and her top tips as well. So Sandra, tell us a bit about yourself, where you came from and how long you've been doing this.
Hi Angie. So yeah, I'm based in Birmingham. I've got 20 years or so of corporate human resources experience across a range of industries, from education, IT, retail, telecoms, public sector, quite a lot really.
That's actually quite a few different areas of expertise or different industries that you've been working for. So what pulled you into that, to telecoms?
Into telecoms, that was a contract position. That was in 2008 when there was quite a recession, and it was a position that came up. So I grabbed that. I hadn't had any experience in the telecoms industry, so it was really useful. I learned quite a lot. I've always been interested in getting industry-wide experience. So before that, it was IT, and before that, it was manufacturing. So it was just another string to add to my bow. So I was really grateful for that opportunity.
And that just goes to show how versatile it is when you work in HR, that your skills adapt to whatever industry that you apply to. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, over the years, I've learned that although industries and sectors are different and they specialize in different areas, they all have the same objective, and that's to be the best that they can be in their field and to grow their business. And with that, there is the same people issues that arise in any walk of life.
Yeah. So that's why it's really important then to conduct appraisals for our employees. So, so what exactly does conducting an employee appraisal involve?
It's a two-way process, and that's the important thing to remember. It's an opportunity for the line manager and the employee, the team member, to have a frank and open discussion about where they are at, what they are working on, how progress is being made, and a friendly, a formal meeting, but a nice friendly one where both can contribute. It's really important that the employee is allowed to contribute. And it just gives a snapshot really of how things are at that time,
Yeah.
and where things can progress, how they can progress. So
Yeah.
it is an important part of an employee life cycle.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and how often do you think companies should perform these appraisals? Is it sort of half yearly? Is it quarterly, annually? Because I've heard different things from different companies I've been in.
Yeah, the old days it was called the annual appraisal, but we all know that things can move really fast in business. So I would suggest at least every 6 months, if not more. But then again, it depends on the business, the requirements of the business, how things are. But I would say at least every 6 months.
Yeah. Okay. So, and you've got three top tips for us today, haven't you? So, I'd love to hear what they are.
Yeah, I think the first tip that I would give is to please make sure that the employees have enough notice of their appraisal spot,
Yeah.
their slot. It will have been communicated, I would hope, in the induction materials at the start of everybody's employment as to when inductions are carried out, the months of the year in which they're carried out. But then when that time comes around, it's really important to give the employee as much notice as possible of the upcoming slot for their particular appraisal. The
Yeah.
second tip I would give is to remember that it's a two-way conversation, and it's not to be used for anything negative. I've heard horror stories of where an appraisal opportunity has been wasted because the manager has taken that opportunity to nitpick and raise things that really should have gone down the grievance route, sorry, the disciplinary route.
Yeah.
And vice versa, where the employee should have taken things down the grievance route. So it's supposed to be a positive experience for both parties and really beneficial for both of them.
Yeah.
So that's my second tip. And the third tip is that I would also suggest that whatever comes out of the appraisal, from the objective setting, the goal setting, and all the wins from the employee, and any training needs, that those really are taken up. One of the biggest complaints I've heard from employees in past organisations has been that after the appraisal, training was highlighted, but nothing was done about it. And that's just then seen as a box ticking exercise, which doesn't really serve anyone. And all that does is to demotivate the staff and make them feel unheard. Then they just lose interest.
Yeah, that's a shame. So do you recommend that when employees go for their appraisal that they actually prepare, so they sort of think about all the different types of courses they might be interested in, or you know, some mentoring that they might feel they need, and sort of put those kind of things forward as well?
I think so, yeah. That would be that's one of the reasons for giving them as much notice as possible as to when their slot is, because that gives them that time then to think about what training that they might be interested in, and it gives them enough time to prepare conversations that they want to have, and anything that they want to any contributions that they want to make. And that should actually be a standard in the invitation to the appraisal, to prompt them to think about these things.
Yeah, absolutely. That's brilliant. So yeah, no, really useful tips. And I think it's worth making sure that the planning's in place and that you see these things through, because like you say, employees can be really sort of feel dejected and start looking for another role if they're asked for something in these, you know, through this process, and then just get blanked for the rest of the year until next time, and then they see it on the form again, and it's a whole new ball game of being upset.
Yeah.
So brilliant. So Sandra, what type of people or businesses are you looking to help, and how can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so I'm looking to help businesses with 10 or more employees. Between 10 and 50, I would say. Those are the ones that I'm looking to help with issues, appraisals, HR systems, anything else really. Those that are growing. And I can be reached at my email, which is hello@blakehr.co.uk.
Brilliant. And I'll put all the details down in the post as well, so that people can get in touch with you. Well, thank you so much for taking the time today. It's been really interesting to hear those tips. Yes, thanks, Sandra. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thanks,
Thank you.
Angie.